Hello everybody, my name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today we will be talking about Pastor Mike Stone is going to be nominated to run for president of the Southern Baptist Convention. I think this is big news. I think this is good news. Pastor Mike Stone is an upstanding guy by all accounts. He has been a very effective pastor in his local congregation in Georgia, and he has been instrumental in the formation of a coalition of Southern Baptists who want to hold firm to the sufficiency of Scripture in this time where the sufficiency and clarity of Scripture are under attack. And no one has been more instrumental in that attack than the current SBC President, J.D. Greear. He has been instrumental in importing the use of critical race theory and intersectionality into the Southern Baptist Convention. And if he's not the most instrumental person in that process, then Al Mueller, who ran for SBC President in 2020, is. And you do not get Resolution 9, which affirmed the use of critical race theory and intersectionality as analytical tools, without both Al Mueller and J.D. Greear, because after all, J.D. Greear makes appointments to the Resolutions Committee, which took a resolution that was initially anti-critical race theory and intersectionality. It was a resolution that condemned it, and they rewrote it into a resolution that affirmed its use as an analytical tool. The person behind that was Curtis Woods, and he was a professor employed by Al Mueller. So if we look at that, you got, Thing 1 and Thing 2, who have been instrumental in pushing this ideology on the church. And the Conservative Baptist Network was formed to rebuff that advance. They were formed to defend the sufficiency of Scripture against this assault. And Mike Stone is a member of their steering council, and they have well over 50 people on their steering council, so it's not a very exclusive club. However, Mike Stone has, been a very prominent member of the Conservative Baptist Network. He is also part of the leadership team of the Georgia State chapter of the Conservative Baptist Network. So they unveiled a state-level chapter, and Mike Stone was on the leadership team. So I assume he had a large role to play in establishing a more local center of operations for that organization. So if you look at the Conservative Baptist Network, they are a big tent on soteriological issues. They will take the traditional Baptists and the Reformed Baptists and unite them to fight this social justice gospel that is trying to encroach on the local church within the Southern Baptist Convention. You also have Founders Ministry, which represents a more Reformed Baptist perspective on this issue. And I think it's actually smart to nominate Mike Stone. Mike Stone, according to the words and endorsement that Tom Askell gave, is not a Calvinist. And I think that's the right play. You see, Al Mueller is a Calvinist, and if he were to run for Southern Baptist president, you would have an automatic vote against him on these grounds. They will, there's a bunch of people that will refuse to vote for a Calvinist, and Al Mueller is a Calvinist. I guess it goes in reverse. There are a bunch of people that will only vote for a Calvinist, which Al Mueller would get that vote. So already you have a base of support from which to oppose Al Mueller, who's presumptively going to be a nominee in 2021. So you already have a base of support against that among the traditional Baptists. So now you have Tom Askell of Founders Ministry endorsing Mike Stone's nomination. So already you see the Reformed Baptists are already willing to unite behind Mike Stone in order to combat the direction that J.D. Greear and Al Mueller are taking the Southern Baptist Convention down. So this is actually a very shrewd play because, in nominating Mike Stone, because you get to unite the theologically conservative Calvinist and traditional Baptist in the Southern Baptist Convention. And I think I think this is more necessary than nominating someone who is Reformed theologically. So that's what it kind of excites me about this. I see this as building a real coalition that is formidable. In 2020, the main opponent to Al Mueller's nomination is a man named Randy Adams. And I have nothing against Randy. He seems like another upstanding guy. He is the head or president or director, I think, of the Northwest Baptist Convention, so at a state level. But, that the Northwest encompasses like the Northwest of the country, like Washington, Oregon, Idaho, I think. And his main campaign was on a lot of issues regarding NAM, the North American Mission Board, and the corruption that was going on in there and the lack of transparency. Randy Adams also campaigned on wanting to get more local church involvement, pointing out that the Southern Baptist Convention, has a convention that very few churches participate in, despite the tens of thousands of Southern Baptist churches. So those are the issues that Randy Adams was campaigning on. But I think Mike Stone is the right man for the current time that we are up against, in that he appears to be more willing to take a stronger stance against critical race theory and intersectionality. So that's what excites me about this. That's my political analysis on this political race, really. And for more of this, definitely subscribe to evangelicaldarkweb.org, linked in the description below. You can also check out the full article that I wrote on this subject. And do also subscribe to help independent Christian content creators get ahead in this algorithm that is certainly designed not to help independent Christian content creators. I would also love it if you would do that for me as well. So if you like this video, do give me a like as well. Leave a comment below about what you think about what I think, and I will catch you on the next one.